Good morning, lovely people. Sorry, I'm running a little late. Oh, I didn't know if Jimmy was going to be here today or not. Let's see if Jimmy's here. I don't hear him. Yeah, we had a little mishap with our class. And so we got Keith Kelly, one of the past presidents of the board, to teach it for us today, which was really cool. And yeah, I'm getting all these notifications because I didn't get it done before. Okay, well, lots of things going on. And hi, Frank. Good morning. Happy Monday. Yes. Yeah, I'm never sure that I'm on until somebody says good morning. So thank you. And I see, Frank, where you're going out there and you're offering a spiff on your referral, and hopefully keep us posted to see if you get somebody, because this stuff works and there's enough to go around. Hi, Leslie. Good morning. I am off to the races today, let me tell you. Jimmy and I were supposed to have a class at 10. Then he couldn't teach it, and so I had to Friday at the last minute to get somebody in the board of realtors. Wendy, our CEO, and Imelda helped me. Armadita. Oh gosh. Anyway, wonderful people. They helped us find an instructor to teach it. So there is a law class going on. It's only Zoom, but it's all good. Lots of people signed up for it. Not everybody can teach law. So that was my big panic. And Jimmy and I have actually created a law class so that we're not beholden to anybody. It'll be our class. So the way things work is that you get people to let you use their classes with approval from the division. It's a long process and a little bit wonky. So anyway, Frank has some good news here. He said it worked well on LinkedIn. Yes. And I told everybody in class last week in our CE class that, or no, was it CE? No, Buffini on Friday. Yes, that John got a fourplex referral from my LinkedIn, and John says, "I have to pay that much." Here's typical, right? He goes, "I have to pay that much referral fee," and I said, "Are you kidding me?" Normally, it costs 30% to if you look back in your income and expense. Normally, you're paying an average of 30% to get your clients. So, oh, good morning, pretty Kathy. How you doing? Good to see you Friday. I swear to goodness, we all have to just have a party sometime soon when we can. Well, let's talk about couple things today. I have some exciting things I want to talk about. First of all, here's the stats. And happy Monday. Oh, everybody's showing up today. How wonderful is that? Too bad Jimmy's not here. He's busy doing something. Some California agents, some California, yeah, they want 50%. I know. But, I mean, I've done that before. Especially because, Frank, and you'll get this, normally they have good buyers, right? Yeah, so normally they have really good buyers. So, and their buyers have enough down payment and so on and so forth. So usually it's a good deal. I think so, but that's just me. The prices are higher, it's anyway, it's all good. My opinion. So let's get going here. 2,900 available homes. Oh my God. 1,100 average new homes. So over the weekend, we listed only 87 homes, everybody, only 87, but we put 303 under contract. What are you guys doing? You're out there beating the pavements, working so hard. This is so fantastic. And I think you'll like the show today. I'm going to capsulize one of the top producers, and I'll get into that in a second. So what I've started to do over here in the volume section is compare the 2021 year-to-date volume with the 2020 year-to-date volume, and we're 612 million ahead of last January, everybody. So it's all good. In the stats, I got rid of all the 2019 and the 2020 and all those comparisons because that's history. That's old news. So what I want you all to, let's see if I can't put this where we can see it. Nope. let me go back here. I'll hide myself and put my, so easy, easy peasy. Okay, here we go. So what I'm doing now is I'm giving you this chart because I want you to really use it. Hi, good morning, Karen. Good to see you. Good to see you. Excited to see everybody this morning. I need this. I need, you guys are my oxygen. You know that. There's Sunshine Charlotte too. Hi, Charlotte. Thank you for showing up. I love it. So anyway, here's a chart which shows, people say, you tell people, oh, you know, a renter in 10 years is worth, you know, 5 to 10,000, but a homeowner is worth over $250,000 in 10 years. And you can even look here by the 5th year, they're worth 128,000, where the renter's only worth 5,000. So, and this is proof of the pudding, because you're actually taking the amortization, and I pulled it over here to see the first year your principal goes down $5,700, the second year $6,300, and you can see where by the 10th year it's going down $8,000 the 10th year, but over those 10 years it went down $70,000, so you gained that much in equity. And with appreciation, and I appreciate it every year, so by the time you get to the 10th year, you've got an additional $292,000 in equity. So it's amazing. It's just amazing how it works. But if you show people this, it's easier for them to understand. You can tell them, I understand. But if you show them how the numbers work, how the appreciation continues, and I just used 5.76. I used the average over 30 years. I mean, last year, for heaven's sakes, it was 18%, right? But I'm doing very conservative going forward. What they then, because look here, around the 5th year, they might want to say, wow, I got 128,000 equity. Maybe I'll buy another home. Maybe I'll move up. So all this stuff you can show them and remind them from time to time where their equity is. And this is real easy to do. You know, I did the average $300,000 loan. I can do another one for 400. We can do maybe some user guides for Agent Formula, and you can use them as downloadable guides. In fact, I'll probably do that. I'm going to make myself a note so I do not forget, right? Oh, this is great. Okay, so we want to do appreciation downloads. Yeah. And then nobody will have to do it. You'll just have to go into your agent. And if you're not an Agent Formula member, you can go on, like my husband's site is LasVegasRelocation.com. You can just go on there and download it. I don't care. If you're an agent, use it. You know, you don't have to have the Agent Formula website to use some of the materials we offer. Cool, huh? All right. So we're 123. We're 23% ahead of last January with 441 more sales, because we're doing like 98 sales a day versus last year we were doing 80. So these numbers, I know I roll them off my tongue, but you need to digest them and be able to tell people about them, and you will be their helper, right? So I started off with action changes things. So we had a great guest the other day, Saturday, top producer Erin Mills, and she gave us 6 or 7 really, really good tips, and I just want to repeat them for everybody, because she was rolling them off her tongue pretty fast. And I just want you to know how Erin she's been in the business 23 months. Her first 12 or 11 months, I think she said 7 deals. And then last year she did 17 deals. And here's how she did it. And she follows, she's one of my followers, and she was in her office for a while, and we got her into doing open houses and things like that. But here's the wisdom. Here's the secret sauce. And some of you may do some of these things, but I'm just going to repeat them anyway, because maybe you've forgotten. And I know what happens over time. We take things for granted, and then we don't do some of the things that we used to do. And I will tell you that we have gone full circle with what she's doing and how we had to do it years and years ago. Yeah, 20 years ago. In the 1900s and the early 2000s. So, first of all, she gets up in the morning and she says she cleans her day. And how she cleans her day is that she gets rid of all her emails, does all her social media 555 and 5 or however she has it strategized. Everybody does things a little different. And I know Erin does stories, so I know she's always doing a story. Stories don't take that long, and they really are valuable real estate. So a lot of times people just like to look at the stories, and that goes for, of course, the Instagram and for Facebook. And a lot. I was on a Clubhouse a room yesterday. People were talking about content, and they said the way they drive people to their content is by stories. So, and these were not people in real estate. I was in a people that sell products and things like that. But still, it's still very, very, very good to do it. And it's good to do stories too, because other agents, especially when you have, like a nice listing, or like Frank, you're putting your referral thing out there, because a lot of agents are looking at those stories. That's what I see. And let's see. So if you have listings and or you just want to push somebody else's listing in your office, that you're helping people, right? And people are going to remember you, and then maybe they want to buy from you if they happen to be there as a buyer. Okay, let's move on here. So she cleans her day. She gets up at 5:30, cleans her day. Number two is she had a cash competition. There was 5 or 6 offers for cash on this particular transaction that I'm going to tell you about. She had a loan, a conventional loan. So the first thing that she did is she took the agent flowers. And then she made a note that, well, you need to figure out if the agent is the one that you're sending the offer to, or is it their assistant. You find that out, simple phone call, and then you go to the person and you send them flowers. Now, if someone's working from home, you just go to a delivery and you can ask them, can I come over and bring you something? Or can I come over and meet you? Can I come over and go over this offer with you? And if they say no, 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 and no, send them flowers. Create the relationship with that agent. Back in my day, we used to always talk to the agent before we would go into the seller's house. And we would say, okay, here's the deal points, and hopefully, what's important to the seller, and present it from that perspective. And we'd work as a team. There's community over competition. Very important, community over competition. So one of the things that we would always do is, what are the hot points or the hot buttons for the seller? And then when you write the offer, of course, you put that in there. And if the title company that the seller agent uses is important, if that's going to help get the deal on, why not just do it? Why not just put it in there? And that's another point. And then one of the things that Erin did is she doubled the earnest money to really show earnest, right? These people really want this house, Mr. and Mrs. Seller and Miss Agent, Mr. and Mrs. Agent, Ms. Agent. Yeah, and Frank said that always works for me. I know, just, get a relationship. John just does it, as a matter of habit, or a matter of just that's how he thinks business should be done. You talk to the person, the other agent, you create the relationship. He just closed a deal with an investor. He was on the selling side, the other agent was on the investor side, and it was like, what's important to this investor? And so they worked together to get the deal closed in 10 days, which is not easy anymore to get a deal closed in 10 days with all the ins and outs of the 10-page RPA we have. I think there's 8 ways the buyer can get the earnest money returned. So we went over that in our contracts class last week. So anyway, you double the earnest money, and don't ask for the home warranty. if you're getting $9,000 plus or minus on a deal, you can buy the home warranty for your buyer. And how, that's a good thing, right? But it helps get the deal on. Think of this, when the selling agent's going over the offer with the seller, they're saying, okay, look, they're putting down double earnest money. They're not asking you to pay for home warranty. And that's big, everybody. It's those little things that aggravate people. It's like that repair list. We just got a repair list on one of John Steele's, $2,500. Really? I mean, a lot of that stuff was just cosmetic. So, you have to, and then John did a great job of negotiating it down a little bit with the seller so that so that he could get the deal on. So anyway, little things like that. The other thing that Erin does, if she can, especially if it's a cash deal, she'll waive the appraisal contingency. Not necessarily the appraisal, but the appraisal contingency. And if it's a loan and you know that the house is going to comp, and I don't know if I'd do this on a VA, but definitely on a conventional, I would do this. You can waive that contingency if you prepare your buyer, hey, we might have to go another $5,000 to get this house. Are you willing to do that? And then, of course, if they say yes, well, you can write that in the terms. I mean, these are like little nuggets. So then the acceleration clause. Now, this is something that some brokerages don't allow. Now, Frank wants to make a comment here. We always give our buyers a home warranty as a thank you gift. I know, isn't that cool? Yes, yeah, and it helps get the deal on, Frank. You're becoming a wizard. Oh, you're already a wizard. And the acceleration clause. Now, some brokers don't like it. I know that there's some agents out there that don't like to use it. And I mean, if they're brokers that are okay with it, it's always up to you. You're an independent contractor, but if your broker won't let you use it, you can't. But if your broker doesn't care, you can or can't. So the acceleration clause. So she puts in there that they'll pay $500 more than another offer with proof of the other offer. How good is that, right? And you pretty much know that let's forget the appraisal contingency waiver for a second. You pretty much know that a house is going to come in within the $500, right? I mean, the appraisers aren't that picky. Some of them are, but you've got to know your market, and you've got to know that the deal is going to work from the get-go. You don't want to get silly. And then she prints out the offer, which I like, and she goes over it with bullet points, a letter with bullet points to the selling agent. So I think that's really great. She says, here's the things in the offer that you need to know. Now, we've been doing that for years, doing letters, and we also do a letter to our seller, and we say, here's the good points about this offer, because there's the DocuSign thing. John, I swear to God, if he can drive to that seller's house. Now, a lot of our sellers are out of state because I've been working on referrals for out of state people and so on and so forth. So a lot of those people are out of state. However, if he can deliver that offer to his seller and go over it, he does. He likes that, and he's gotten. Recently, he had the same offer. I think it was $725,000. Same offer for 3 offers were the same price. Over time. The first week it was on the market, then the third week it was on the market, then by the end of that third week, and every time he went and presented it with a net sheet, explaining line by line to the seller, and finally they took it. Same amount of money. So John knew that what the house really would appraise for and what it was worth. And so he that's a negotiator. And that's your major job here, is to be a negotiator. And the house was listed for quite a bit more than the $725. But you know what? It was time for the sellers to move. So taking that offer and they own the house, this particular house, free and clear. So John had the net sheet if they take this offer or if they wait for another offer at a higher price, what the exact difference is. Because those percentages can be deceiving, the 6%. So anyway, he got the deal on at the price, the third offer of the same price, different. The approach was a little different. Plus the seller was more anxious to move and realize that, hey, if we're getting 3 offers at the same price, we probably should take it. So anyway, but he prints it out and he takes it to the seller, and Erin prints it out with the bullet points and takes it to the agent if she can. You can only try. And she takes flowers to the listing agent, even if, listen to this, even if that offer doesn't get accepted, she still has that relationship with the listing agent and follows up with them with a thank you note. And if they weren't available to get the flowers or the assistant got the flowers, she sends the listing agent flowers, right? Because you're playing the long game, everybody. You're playing the long game. So then, if you're in a doesn't have multiple offers, so this and especially this year, you're going to have a lot of multiple offer situations. So I think right now these points are golden for you. You need to really sit back and think about if you've got the buyer and how to get this deal on, right? Because that's your job. I mean, Jimmy Dague and I always say negotiating is the biggest skill that you offer the seller and the buyer. You have to be a good negotiator. Now, here's the other thing that she does, and it's getting closing time, so I saved the best for last. And this is something, let's see. She says, I put bullet points on page 9 of my offer. That's a great idea, because like, I'm saying a lot of times you can't go and meet these people face to face. So what she does, if it's a 3% listing, she'll tell the listing agent, I'll give you 0.5% of my commission. You can keep it or you can give it to the seller. Wow. That's one. John says he thinks he's done that in the past, but that's not like regular stuff. But if you're getting 3%, most of the deals out there are 2.5% anyway. But if you're getting 3%, then I think it's a fantastic idea to do that. And do you know the kind of rapport you're going to build with everybody? The seller, the buyer, the other agent. You're going to be the star. You're going to be the hero. You're going to be the people that people give referrals to or talk about. And that's what you want. You want to go viral, right? And John said when he heard that, he said, well, what if it's 2.5%? And then he came back to me and he says, well, I'd give him 0.25%. I give him something. I give him some of my commission to show how badly I want this deal. Now, if I'm the selling agent, everybody, I am going to let everybody know that this agent is a great negotiator and fighting to get this deal on for us. And I'm sure that this agent, with all the care that she has taken, or he, that they are going to work as hard to get this offer on as to close this off, as to close this deal, as to close this transaction. Look at all these things that this person is doing for their buyer to get this offer accepted, and she will work as hard, she or he will work just as hard to get this transaction to close. Wow. You see, you're stacking. They call it the stacking effect. Stacking the cool is what one of the social media mentors does. It's called stacking the cool. Stacking the cool is the buzzword. And it's just amazing. Oh, look, here she is. Here she is. Yes, we're talking about you, Erin. We are talking about you. If you didn't see the show on Saturday, go back and watch it, because she's a superstar, and 23 months in this business, and she's out there, and the things that she's doing, she's sharing. And Erin, what I love it, community over competition, everybody, community over competition. So let's make it a better world in our world, in our little world of real estate in Las Vegas. Let's make it the community over competition. Las Vegas, okay? The realtors in Las Vegas, community over competition. And we're helping each other get deals on, talking to each other, making friends and future and playing the long game. It's not a sprint, right? I mean, Erin went from 7 deals to 17 deals, her first year to her second year. And this year, I can't wait to see. We'll have her back in a couple. She says, sorry, I'm late. I had a showing on my listing in Lake Las Vegas. Brought the buyers Prosecco. Why? Because she knows they like it, right? See, it's these little things, everybody. And I think with COVID and maybe how fast paced our market moves, we're forgetting that we're in the long game. Yes, you might be making money today, but if you aren't sending out personal notes and taking presents and communicating with people and showing them you care, oh, what's that old saying, Frank? People don't know how much you care. You don't, I can't remember the matter and the care cliche. John's probably laughing because I can't ever remember it. People don't care. People don't care how much you matter till they know how much you care. I don't know. It's something like that. I digress. It's 9:31. The law class is going on. Only Zoomers are in it. And tomorrow, let's talk about tomorrow really quickly. We're gonna be watching one of my mentors we're gonna be lining up for the Facebook class that I'm having at the office on Thursday at 1:00. Facebook advertising and video. So we're going to watch some excerpts tomorrow from the class things I have learned, and I'm going to let my mentor, we will just watch her and we'll let her do it in her words. Because I think sometimes, you need to hear things from different perspectives. And her perspective is not real estate. Her perspective is advertising and video. So I think we need to hear her perspective. And I'll do that tomorrow and Wednesday. And then Thursday, for the first half hour, we're going to watch her deep dive into the advertising manager of Facebook. And she makes it so simple. So we're going to do that. It's my social media week. So we're going to watch her tomorrow, probably watch some more of her on Wednesday. We'll see what Jimmy wants to do on Thursday, but come to class. And we are going to deep dive into the ads manager because we will already have deep dived into video. Okay, everybody, I love you. Let's keep rolling.